favors to ask of you guys. Now the first one is the most important, and that is to please remain seated for me at all times. It is going to get just a little bit bumpy, so please stay seated for me. And also hang on tight to those personal belongings. I am not allowed to stop the truck for anything that might fall over the side, so please hang on tight to those personal belongings. Now I also like to say, if you guys are going to take pictures, that's awesome, take those pictures. But please make sure you have those cameras out and ready to go at all times. I am going to be able to stop for some animals, but I won't be able to stop for them all. And you never quite know where we'll see any of our animals out there, so make sure you have your cameras or phones or whatever you want to take pictures with out and ready to go. And if you do have little ones and they're seated on your lap, that's totally cool. But please make sure they stay seated for me and stay facing frontward for the entire trip out here. Now we are headed into the Little Itiri Forest. Now the Little Itiri Forest, we're going to look very closely for the animals in here because they tend to blend in very well with their surroundings because of the colorings or the markings we might see on their coats. So let's see who we can find out here. Check it out on your right. There's that dark animal with the stripy looking legs standing right there for us. That is an okapi. Now the okapi may look like he's a relative of the zebra because of his legs, but actually he is a relative of the giraffe. Oh, that's so cute. He's standing right there with the baby okapi as well. Picture if I ever saw one. Now the okapis are one of the most shy and reserved animals out here. So shy actually that they weren't even discovered in the Western world until 1901. And coming up on the left is going to be a watering hole over here. Now watering holes are super important to these animals because it serves as their gathering place. So a lot of times we like to see what animals we can find hanging around the watering hole. But there's also a couple different animals hanging up at the top of the hill. The light brown animal is a female greater kudu, and just down from her there is a reddish brown animal hiding in there really well. That is a bongo back there. Now sometimes we can find a black rhino hanging around down here.
It's at the top of that wall.
I don't see that black rhino. I wonder where he's gone to.
You passed them.
Now sadly, after years of being hunted and poached, there are only about 5,000 of those black rhinos still left in the world. Check it out on the right way at the top of the hill. There's that red-brown animal, that bongo back there. Now those horns point straight back on the bongo, which helps them move swiftly about through the forest. A lot of times we don't even see the bongo, so we like to call them the ghosts of the Little Itiri Forest in here. And coming up on the left, as we make it to the top of the hill, there is a black and white bird hanging out. That's a saddle-billed stork over there on your left. Now they are the tallest stork in Africa, and they get their name from a yellow marking on their bill that looks just like a saddle. And we are headed up to the Safi River up here. Now up in the Safi is a great opportunity for us to check out some hippos over here. So let's see if we can find some hippos hanging around here. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, just over the log there is a hippo submerged in the water. There he is swimming along. You can kind of see him as we come by. Hippos are very excellent swimmers. And don't worry if you can't quite see them. We have a lot of hippos out here on the reserve. So I am going to see if we can find a better view of some of those hippos just up here. All right, aha. I do see a lot more hippos coming up. I'm going to make my way over here. And on the left, over on the island over there, those big white birds, well, those are pink-back pelican. Oh, but look, all the hippos coming up. Check them out on the left. They kind of look like the big brown rocks underneath the water. Lots of them in there. Now, hippos can hold their breath up to 8 minutes. So that's why a lot of times we see them hanging out underwater. They're trying to keep their bodies cool. Because when hippos are born, they weigh about 85 pounds. And then when males get fully grown, they can tip the scale at about 5,000 pounds. And we are coming right up to a bridge up ahead, guys. Please stay seated for me as I cross the bridge. Because check it out on the left. Those are very real, very dangerous Nile crocodiles over there. Now those Nile crocodile mean business. One snap of those jaws that you see can actually crush up to 2,000 pounds with one snap. So we can head on out of here because crocs always seem pretty hungry to me. And we are making our way up to the grasslands up here. Now up in the grasslands, you guys are going to see a totally different set of animals, as well as a different ecosystem as well. Now coming up on the right, as we round the corner, this is a baobab tree over here. Some people call this the upside down tree because it kind of looks like the roots are sticking up in the air. Now baobab trees hold all of their water in that trunk that you see, and they can go leafless about 8 to 9 months out of the year. And this right here is my favorite view of the entire reserve. The Serengeti grassland stretches for hundreds of miles across East Africa, and it serves as the superhighway for millions of migrating animals every year. It's also home to some of the more famous animals that you might be seeing over there, such as our giraffe. It's also home to the lions as well as the elephants. This is the wild Africa that we are all working so hard to conserve. I did see some giraffes walking along back there. We'll get a little bit closer to them in a second. And also on the right, those animals with the humongous horns. Those are Ankole cattle over there. We'll get a little bit closer to those guys as well as we come around the corner here in just a minute. Now the landscape out here on the grasslands is shaped by all the different animals who live here. Do you see the trees knocked down? Well, those are from the elephants. Elephants knock down those trees so they can eat them, and that allows new things to form and grow. Giraffes like to nibble at the undersides of trees, and that allows more sunshine and more rainfall to come on through. The mowers of the grasslands are those zebras. They mow the grass for us and keep that down to a nice level. And then the warthogs come along and trim up the sides for us. So in a totally balanced system, there's enough food for everybody out here. Now coming up on the left, I spy some sable antelope over here. Yeah, okay. If you look on the hill through the bushes, you'll see some reddish-brown animals. Those are sable antelope. But there's one all by himself over on the left, that kind of chocolate-brown animal. Now, the sable antelopes are the official emblem of the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. And we have just brought out some baby sable antelopes, which I think are hiding back on that hill. And those baby sables haven't been out here for very long. We've only had them a couple weeks. That family's getting used to the lay of the land out here.
I see, baby.
Wow, look how close we're going to get to the giraffe.
And I do see some giraffes coming up. There's going to be one a little bit closer, pretty close to the truck. Coming up on the left over here by these trees. This guy is a reticulated giraffe. Reticulated comes from the word reticulata, which means net. He kind of has that net-like pattern on his coat. And those guys can stand at about 18 to 20 feet tall. And I think we'll see some more of them just up ahead. Check them out in the tall grass as well. There's a couple walking up there right now. And coming up on the right, here are these Ankole cattle I was talking about a little bit earlier. Now the horns on these Ankole cattle can get up to 5 feet. And around the bottom, they can be about 22 inches in circumference. Pretty massive horns. Now on your left, these light brown animals over here hanging out. These are Patterson's eland over here. Now Patterson's eland can get pretty huge in size as well. They can stand at about 6 feet tall at the shoulders, and they can weigh up to 2,000 pounds.
Preston, have him lean forward.
Do what?
Lean forward. And smile. And smile.
Get around here, get a good view for you guys. Here we go.
Look at me. Thank you.
Now I have a feeling we have some animals crossing the road just up ahead, so we're taking
Okay.
it poly through here
Taylor.
very slowly, letting those animals have the right of way.
Thank you.
The giraffes out here are very curious animals. They're always walking all over the place, but it could be any animal up here. We'll make our way around the corner and see what's going on up here.
Arms inside.
I can see them back there.
Yeah, that's what's happening. Those giraffes are just not afraid of anything. They like to walk all over, cross in front of these trucks whenever they feel like it.
That's so beautiful.
Yes, that is huge.
Yeah, no
So thanks for being patient, guys. We'll make our way on up there in just a second.
It'll be interesting since I'm taking the video to see if the captures come out good.
really well.
We're getting a show back here. Look at us. We get to just watch all of this commotion up here.
Giraffe is going up to the.
I am.
That's why I was telling him, make sure you keep your arms in. They might
That's what I just told her.
fingers.
I know. That's good. No, that was our
There, that one went right up to the car. Make sure. Might want to try to get your feet
Okay, these guys are going to be really pretty close to us here in just a minute as we make our way over here. So I will go by them poly, but as you saw, if I'm going to give them even an inch, they will stop the trucks. They will walk right in front of us. So as we come around, I'm going to go poly by these giraffes.
Look at that one up on the hill.
Maybe, in a minute.
Yeah, those are cool. Look how their horns are like. How much taller he is in that truck? See how much taller the giraffe is in that truck?
And over to your left, those are those Patterson's eland, if you guys can get quite a good enough view of them.
Underneath the ground, how much area those ants are on. They must have a very big home.
Ooh, look at all these giraffes. That's really cool. He's standing up there in the grass on your left. If you didn't see him, that looks really cool over there. And then he is a Maasai giraffe. Now, Maasai giraffes have that more blotchy-like pattern on their coats. And they stand about 16 to 18 feet tall, so not quite as tall as the reticulated. That's another reticulated on the left right there.
He must be hungry. Oh, look, he's looking at you. He's like, who's that kid?
Who's hanging out down here? Oh, there's a white-bearded wildebeest in there. He's going to be on your left under these trees. He's all by himself. Now, white-bearded wildebeest are one of the largest group of migrating animals in Africa. And there's a whole, well, there's some more over on your right towards the middle of the hill. They're those black and white animals. All right, well, let's get on up here and see these giraffes, see these troublemakers. See where they're going. They might cross right in front of us. Let me see if I can get up here. Yes, what you doing, guys? These guys are beautiful Maasai giraffes right here. Thanks, guys. Here they are, those troublemakers. Now you can really kind of see those blotchy-like patterns on their coats. Check them out. Lots of them over on your left as we come around here.
How big they are. Goodness. One of their legs is calling, can you all?
Oh, man, that was exciting. All right. Well, now we are headed up to a part of the reserve that we call Monkey Point up here. Now, Monkey Point got its name from a group of mandrills who decided to live over here. So let's see if we can't find some of those mandrills today. Let's see what's going on over here. I will keep my eyes open for them. Alright, well, it looks like they might hang out over on the left. There you go. There's one sitting right on the rock right there, eating some food. Now, the mandrills are the most colorful monkeys in Africa because of those colorful faces. And they also have colorful behinds as well.
Say that.
Alright, what's going on over here? Oh, there's an elephant over there. Oh, look at that. Alright, well, since we found that elephant over here, you guys, I'm gonna head on up this road and see if we can't find some more elephants hanging around. I certainly want to see those guys, so let's head on up here. Alright, well, I guess wherever we're going, we're crossing a bridge to get there. Bridges make me a little bit nervous, you guys, especially kind of old rickety ones like this one. So I'm gonna take it slowly across, and I'm gonna keep thinking really good thoughts for us, guys. Almost there. There's my front half, almost there, back half, almost there. Whoop, there it is. Oh man. Alright, well, I guess it was lucky though, because check it out, we went to their red clay pits, so look on the left and on the right, those are tusk marks left by the elephants. And wow, you guys, check it out on the left. Lots of elephants over here for us to see. Hi guys. Now the elephants out here can actually eat up to 300 pounds of food per day. So a lot of times we see them snacking out here, getting some food. Look at that little baby over there on your left. Oh. Now sadly, one of the most dangerous things to these beautiful animals are humans. Illegal hunters or poachers like to hunt these animals for their ivory tusks. Now we are doing everything we can out here on the reserve, and you guys can help too by getting yourselves educated on some conservation efforts, learning all you can. And out here on the reserve, we are studying the elephants' vocal patterns, so that way we can understand how they communicate with one another, how we might better communicate with the elephants as well. I'm gonna head on down to the watering hole in just a second, because I don't see a great view of any elephants down here. So let's see what's going on down here. See if anybody's down here getting a drink, staying cool. There's a baby. Oh, and the mama. Oh, I just can't. They're so cute. Check them out on the left. I love it. Oh, he's so cute. Now the tusks that you're starting to see on the elephant will actually, male and female, attain those tusks once they reach a certain age. And we also found a flock of greater flamingo over on your left, hanging out on the island over here. Now these greater flamingo are born more of a gray color, but because of what they eat an animal called brine shrimp. The brine shrimp have a chemical in it that turns the feathers on these flamingo pink. These guys out here are the lightest shade of pink of any flamingo. Alright, well, I see some mud pits up here. Sometimes when I think of mud pits, I think of those white rhino. A lot of times the white rhino hang out in the mud. So I am certainly going to keep my eyes out for those white rhino around this area. They're bound to be around here somewhere.
We're looking.
And even though great efforts have been made to protect those white rhino, they are still being hunted and poached for their horns, which those poachers then resell on the black market where they are very valuable. This is an ongoing struggle between those poachers and the conservationists.
That way.
Think you're that way?
Yes.
Now coming up on the left, I'm gonna need your help, guys. We have some cheetahs who like to hang out over here. So if you see those cheetahs, let me know. All of us work together and we'll be able to find them for sure. Straight ahead. All right, I'll head that way only. Oh, there's one walking over there.
Two.
On the left, check him out walking. Yeah, he's looking right at us. Hello, Mr. Cheetah. Then there's one at the top of the hill,
See those
sitting up. Oh, that's not a good view. There we go. Now the cheetahs are the fastest animals. They run at about 60 miles per hour. And cheetahs actually do all of their hunting during the daytime because they rely on their sense of sight. And right up in front of us, this huge rock formation up here, this is called a kopie. Now big cats like lions like to use this kopie because it juts out over the grasslands. And that way they can totally check out everything going on around them. And they can better protect their pride. So let's
there at
see
the very
what's going
top,
on around
close
the
to the head.
kopie today.
See any lions over there?
I saw a
And
head.
also coming up on your right, you can spot those white rhino through there and the baby white rhino just past these rocks. You can check them out. We'll see them a little bit closer as we come around the corner, but there's a sneak peek of them. Oh, and we found our lions over here. Check them out on the left. There is the lioness looking right at us. And I think behind her is the male lion.
Hang on, baby.
And right beside us, these little brown and white animals, these are scimitar horned oryx over here. And there are these beautiful lions. Now the female lioness does the majority of the hunting. The male actually gets to stay behind to protect the pride a lot of the day. You can see the male pretty well as they come around the corner. So check that out. Yeah, they're taking the snoozer back there.
I'm going back to the hotel.
And also coming up on the left, wow,
Ride
we have a
rides.
lot of warthogs for you guys to see.
rides.
Look at all of these guys. Now the warthogs over on the left are the largest burrowing mammal in
We'll go get changed at the
Africa.
party.
And they use their snout and their tusks and their hooves to burrow the holes
I've
like
already
you
got
see
the
on the
costumes
left.
out.
Now, coming up on the left also are these ostrich eggs and Bonzabak over here. But wow, these are some great views of these white rhino over here, you guys. The baby white rhino is my favorite. And that is baby and mama right there on the right. Never want to separate baby and mama. Never, never. Now also coming up on the right, these white animals with the funky horns, these are addax over here. And coming up, we have found some ostriches over here, you guys. They're gonna be over on the right, back behind these trees.
Actually, this is
Now these ostriches are the largest flightless birds, and even though they cannot fly, they can run pretty fast. They run at about 40 miles per hour when they want to get up and get moving. Let's see what else is going on out here today.
You got two things. Wait, you they have to overrate
Right.
You missed Stuffy! You missed Stuffy! I know. Yeah, I know. You missed. Maybe you missed the big garden like a baby rhino.
Oh, check it out. right, guys, there are some zebras hanging out back there. Oh, yeah, all of them back there hanging out. Now, zebras are actually black animals with white stripes. You can tell by their noses. And each pattern on those zebras' coats is very different, just like the human fingerprint. None of those coats on the zebras are the same. Different pattern on each of them.
I don't see it, Mom.
And we are reintroducing those animals back into our reserve out here. We've just had them a few days out here. So they are getting used to the lay of the land, getting used to everything going on around them. And it does look like, you guys, we've reached the end of our trek together. So I will take you just up ahead to the nearest warden's post and drop you off there. From the warden's post, it's a very short walk back
Hey guys,
to
say bye to the
Harambe
camera.
Village. But if you guys enjoyed seeing all these
Preston.
different animals today, and you want to check out
bye.
some more animals, we'll head on over to the Pangani Forest Trail. It's a walking trail where you'll see a lot